Hi, everyone. Welcome. I just wanted to stop by to tell you about my new book. It's finally out. It's called Healing Touches, Gifts from the Great Physician. We all know that there's a mind-body connection. We know that your mind affects your body and your body affects your mind. And actually, we should be a whole being where all of us, our mind, our body, our nerves, our emotions, our thoughts, are all connected to one source, and that would be God. And as we went through life, we would flow through life, flow from insights and realizations and understanding, and flow toward things prepared for us. It would be beautiful. It would be like you were a little child and you had a very good parent who provided opportunities for you to grow and to learn, but who was always there. Wouldn't it be nice to have a parent like that always? Yeah, you would become an adult and you would have things to do and responsibilities, but you could pass on the wisdom and the understanding that you got from Father to everyone and be a shining light in the world. But what's happened now is we have become separated. We have become broken, figuratively and literally broken. The connection with the Father is broken. And instead, we're connected to the world. And what comes in from the world is not only some information that comes in is okay. You know, you learn how to balance your checkbook and you learn how to do math and you find out what the current temperature is. But mostly what comes through the world is has another agenda. Or it is confused and broken itself and from broken people. And so it's wrong information. And what comes in from the world is chaos and mayhem and fragmentation and distortion and madness. It comes in from outside. So, but you are connected to that now. So, just as the soul should govern the mind and the body, and then what's happening in the soul governs the mind, and what's happening in the mind governs the body. And it's a beautiful order, a beautiful hierarchy of order and truth and peace, and it leads to confidence and patience and all kinds of good things. But from the outside comes this chaos, this madness. And it pours in when you get upset. Now look at it this way. The first disconnect from the inner is when you become upset. And somebody did that to you when you were a little tiny child. Someone upset you. And you became emotional. You became upset. You cried. You became angry. You became afraid. And then you began to, lines of communication with the world formed, and you began to look more to the outside than to the inside. You didn't want to upset your mom. You didn't want to make your dad angry. You didn't want to make your mom angry. You were afraid of the bullies at school and the teachers, everything. And so, so you began to become reactive. So you reacted to the outside. And then it was the outside that came to govern the inside. Not only things that happened, where you were traumatized by what happened, and being faithless and having weak parents and parents without understanding who either made the trauma worse by yelling and screaming and getting upset themselves when they should remain calm, or by comforting you and feeling sorry for you and like that. You see what I mean? That also builds conflict. It builds your ego, an ego self apart from God. You see that? So we know that an ego self apart from God, that's what happened to Adam. But for you, it wasn't your choice. It happened first by way of upset, then reacting to the outside, and before you know it, the outside was pouring in through that connection. So now there's a lot in there that doesn't belong. And you continue to be reactive. So you have to do two things. You have to learn how not to be so reactive and become not reactive at all. And you have to reestablish the connection with your Creator, your parent spirit, and then learn to live from that. And then all the bad that's gotten in, God knows how to deal with that. The things that are inside will surface to be seen in the light and corrected or dissolved in the light. Not to mention all the guilts and everything else. But you have to find that connection and keep that connection through all that you go through. Through all the things that happen, you have to keep that connection. But you have to find it first. So now, getting back to the body. Disconnected from inner wisdom, you did a lot of dumb things, and you probably are still doing dumb things, like eating the wrong food, for example. Working too hard, getting upset, getting all stressed out, etc., etc., etc. And then worries prey upon your mind. So, the mind-body connection. In this book, Healing Touches, Gifts from the Great Physician, I talk about some of the difficult issues that arise. We all know that little issues arise. Little issues with the body arise, little physical issues. Mostly the body knows how to fix itself. It's given to us by God. So the little ones, they take care of themselves, but then there are some big ones. And the big ones usually appear suddenly. They seem to appear suddenly. Or you sort of know that they're there, but you don't want to see it. But they arose usually after years and years and years of wrong living, one way or another. And these very serious issues, life-threatening issues, chronic issues, need to be addressed. And that's what I do in this book. So if you kind of like where I'm coming from, and maybe you've watched some of my other videos, or you like this one, you've never watched any of mine, but you like this one, or you've heard my radio program, or you've read some of my books, or whatever, and you find out one day that you have something serious, then this could be a good book. Because in this book, I look at serious things like cancer, for example, from a spiritual point of view. See, most of us, we don't know how to remain aware of our issues without becoming upset. So we brush everything under the carpet, or we distract ourselves, or we rush frantically out in the world for some answer out there. But the answer is within. Now, you may be led to. I always give this example. It's such a simple one, but I like it. I needed to go to the dentist for some dental work. I don't consider this a serious issue. I'm just using this as an example. And it would require some surgery and stuff like that, but it was needed. So I was looking for a dentist. And I looked and I researched, And you know how you do that kind of stuff. And then months went by. And then finally I thought I found one. Seemed to say the right things. And but then in a conversation with the office to set up the appointment, there was something not quite right about it. So I backed away. More time went by. But how it came to pass that I then somehow found the right dentist with a good spirit and very reasonable and with good skill and kind. And how I found that dentist, I really don't know. But I waited and waited, and then I was led to that dentist. So you need this interconnection, because that way you'll have your intuition. You'll have intuitive guidance. And yeah, you probably will need the help of a doctor or a dentist. But you can find the right one, the one with the right skill and the right spirit and understanding. You see what I mean? So, but the main thing that I want you to see is that you need to be able to be aware of things without being upset by them. And that's what will happen when you find that connection with your Creator. So the book, here it is. It's a beautiful book. Healing Touches. Gifts from the Great Physician. You know who the Great Physician was, don't you? They called him the Great Physician. It was Jesus. It is Jesus. He is the Great Physician. Maybe if you find your Heavenly Father, in fact, for sure, you'll also find Jesus. The real Jesus, not the pretend one that people talk about sometimes or make a bunch of, pictures of or stories about or act like they know what they're talking about. The real one. See, you need to find him and his Father. So I thought I'd make this little video today. I had a little extra time. I had half of the usual workload today, and the sun is shining. And I thought, let me make this little video. So how do you get this book? Healing Touches. How do you get it? Well, here's a way. You go to Amazon.com and you type in Roland Trujillo. That's my name, Roland Trujillo. And then I guess you'll see my author page. You go there and then look for Healing Touches. My son also promised that he would put up a link on our website, SheddingShackles.com, but it's not there quite yet. But it will be. So quality paperback. It's beautiful. And it's also available in Kindle for I think it's $2.99. So nice. Oh, you could get it in Kindle. So, and I have a lot of other books too. So I don't know why you wouldn't wonder if you're searching. I wouldn't know why you wouldn't want to get one of these books. I really don't. All right. Enjoy the beautiful late summer. That's what it is now. And fall. And remember who made thee. Have it in the back of your mind that he's there. And his mighty hand is governing things. And you need to have him in your life. Your soul needs him. And yeah, your body and your mind need him too. But for your body and your mind to benefit, your soul, see, the real you. So never mind all those thoughts that will say, oh, it's not time yet, you're not ready yet, Roland is, who is this guy anyway in this book, and it probably costs too much, and I don't want to do it, and never mind all that stuff. Or some alternative, well, I'll go over here, I'll go to this group, or I'll go there. Never mind all those thoughts. All they want to do is distract you and mislead you. Isn't that what they've always done? How about all this out in the world? You've gone out there, and what do you get? you get misled and betrayed? Yeah, once in a while you may find somebody that, I remember one time there was a schizophrenic man, and they asked him about things, and he says, well, those people who understand, those people who could help me don't understand, and those people who understand can't help me. Well, that's true. But you know what? You don't need other people's help. Yeah, they can help a little bit, but what you need is God. That's what you need. All right. Enjoy the fall, the summer, all the good things that God gives us, and check this book out at Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon.com and then type in the search, type in Roland Trujillo, and you'll find it.